Hello, welcome to the Heated Debate brought to you by Emirates. The group stages, they're done and dusted. So now, guys, it's time to predict our route to the final.
England!
We get it out already. Early.
James,
Zach, we're all going to be sharing our opinions on the rest of the games. Round of 16 starts today. There's only one place to start. Netherlands against the USA. I'm going to say this. I was chatting to an ex-footballer, football pundit, Nader Manua. He was convinced, drop the name I know, that the USA are going to beat Netherlands. And Zach, you agree with me, right?
I do. I actually was quite impressed with the USA during the group stages. There was only about 45 minutes in the Welsh game where I thought they were a bit poor. Every other game, I think they've been really, really impressive. I also like the Netherlands. I think the Netherlands are a good side, a young side that are going to have a huge, huge future. But I think that's one of the tightest games on this board right now. I think that's one of the tightest games I think the USA could do the Netherlands.
I'm so disappointed in Nadim. He's pandered to his American audience. and I thought he was better than that, Nadim. No, I want to find it in my heart, but it's not there. Netherlands they haven't even got going yet, and I think they've still got a lot of quality. Cody Gakpo is stone cold killer at the moment. His XG is like 0.29 and he's got 3 goals. Like, to put that into like context, Mbappe's got 2.69 or something, and they've got the same amount of goals. I think Netherlands are going to go quite far in this tournament, and with the USA, it's the front line. I don't think they've got the goals in that team.
I don't know. I think Christian Pulisic has looked like a new man. A new man
he's
reborn.
Back, he's fit. He's been past fit to actually be able to play. Yeah,
he has. I mean, I think it comes down to you, to be honest, Carl, mate. Between us,
right? Okay, head and heart in this one. Genuinely, I think my head says that Netherlands will do it, and that actually they are too good. Cody Gakpo, this is their maybe time to shine. I think if Netherlands don't go far and actually win the tournament, I can't see them doing that for a long time, just with the players and the strength of the rest of the nations that could possibly be at a World Cup in 4 years. My heart, though, I gave their fans a lot of stick yesterday. So my heart thinks their players, actually.
That's called guilt, actually.
I know, yeah, I think it is. I do think that USA are going to do this, and I think there's going to be a big upset.
So which one?
I'm sorry. I'm going to say USA. I'm telling you. Netherlands are coming off.
That took me so long to write neatly.
I think USA will stay. I mean, looking at this now, let's move on to the next fixture, Argentina against Australia. Much more debate, James? Come on, you've got to convince us now on this one.
I'm trying to find a way for Australia to win. The thing is, right, this is the great thing about football. Australia shouldn't even be there, right? Yeah. If it's written on paper, it doesn't work like that. They've been defensively pretty sound and pretty organised, hung in there in games, and obviously they're just loving life, as are the fans right now. And I don't want to kind of ruin that, but if we're picking, there's Argentina. We went to the Poland game. They were purring by the end of it. They really, really were. They started to really kind of the pressure of the Saudi Arabia in the first half against Mexico calmed them down a little bit. They were still all over Poland.
They were all over Poland. I actually thought Poland were poor. The thing that I just think there's so much pressure when Argentina are playing. I feel like you see that every single time. The players find that they're playing with so much pressure.
I think they're starting to feel it now. Alvarez looks good as well.
Alvarez looks good.
No one on the planet can say before the game that, apart from if you're Australian, can say that Argentina are going to win this game.
It'd be one of the biggest upsets in World Cup history if Australia beat Argentina.
It's as big, if not bigger, than Saudi Arabia if they beat them in a knockout game.
Yeah. They're out. Australia, I'm sorry, first time they've been at the round of 16 since 2006, but you don't beat Argentina. Right, that will set up the next game that we'll talk later on, but we've got those. Let's move down. Japan, Croatia. This could go anyway, Zach.
Yes, I completely agree with you there. This could go anyway. Croatia have been interesting to watch. I've watched them twice now, and their midfield is just fantastic. Brozovic, Modric, and Kovacic is just a fantastic midfield, and I think that might be the edge that takes them over Japan. Japan have been fantastic. Let's have it right. Obviously, their group games to even get to this stage with the group that they were drawn in.
Top the group. Top that group.
I completely agree. But I just think when knockout football happens, experience, I think, will shine, and that's where Croatia, I think, will do that.
Have Japan had their biggest moments already? Have they kind of peaked too soon in the tournament? They've had some great moments so far, beaten, obviously, huge teams, and they look strong, but that's the group stages. Now we're into the knockout. They've got one leg to do it, James. That's it.
Yeah, do you know what? I'm talking head and heart. Yeah. Head says that Croatia just so kind of calm. The game against Canada, they cut through the opposition. Even against Belgium, they had their moments as well. My heart just says that there's something going on here. For them to get out of that group, that was the hipster's choice. It really was.
For sure. And for top it, wow.
They're a very, very strong team. And because of that, and because there is always a surprise, I say Japan.
Momentum is huge,
Yeah.
and look at the fact they did top the group. Spain and Germany, they're above both of them. They're going to be up for this. They're going to be.
Japan on this. There is always
They're
a
fueled,
surprise.
they're ready.
And I was trying to think which one will it be. I can't get away from Japan. I think that's the surprise.
I'm not going to say no to that. I'm not
You're
going to
go for Japan.
I
Okay,
think
was on
Japan.
Croatia,
Okay,
but you go Japan.
There we
Fair
go.
enough.
All right.
Fair enough. That is a huge result. That would be unbelievable.
Just imagine.
Hope it happens. Hope it happens.
They got to a quarters. Yeah. All right. Next up, then Brazil, Korea Republic.
I don't know if we can waste too much time, to be honest. Look, yesterday's
waste?
result for them was amazing. It was brilliant to see. Lucky enough to be there, and it was, for me, actually, it was my favourite game to have been at, to just witness how happy everyone was to
special,
go through.
isn't it?
It was amazing. But look, I think Neymar's supposedly meant to be back for that game.
Do you
he
start
adds
him?
so much. I would definitely be starting.
say
You're in
back
knockout,
in.
but you need to make sure you've got.
He
all
was
the best
jogging
players on
across the pitch at the end, but I will throw this in. They lost. They lost.
They had a very
B
different
team, though,
team.
innit?
They had a
What?
very. I mean, looking at their B team,
Yeah,
me
yeah.
and James are saying, we were like, wow, this is crazy.
But
Ederson's the
Korea
current
Republic have got players that can punish any team, and if they get one chance, they take it. Son takes an opportunity, manages
Yeah.
to score. I think another upset could be on the cards.
Is that what you're going with?
No, I think Brazil beat them. I think Brazil
I
beat
think,
them.
like you
yeah.
said earlier, I think maybe their moment has gone. I
Yeah,
think that
yeah.
was it. And I think, look, you guys know, I think Brazil going all the way. And because of that, we can't. It's not.
Get them
What
gone.
a tournament, though. What a tournament for them.
Right, the big one. This is the one we've all been hoping about talking about.
Yeah.
England against
Excited for this one
Senegal.
to get clipped up. Really excited.
Runners up last year
Who
in
wants to start us off?
the
Who wants to
Euro
start
for
us off?
England. Senegal, African champions.
I'll do it and I'll say it with my chest. I think we'll be fine. I think we'll be just fine. Look, Senegal defensively strong. Don't have a Sagana Gay in this game. Their midfield looks weak to me.
Yeah.
On the counter attack, they have players that can do stuff, but we have been very controlled. I think we'll continue to do that. They do look to press at times, and I think that'll leave spaces in behind, and it will be a 2-0 victory, and both Harrys will get involved. I think
love it.
Harry Kane will get that first goal. Harry Maguire.
Oh, you're going with it again?
I think we'll be fine.
No,
I think we'll be fine.
I agree with Jim Bell. I've watched Senegal play in person, and I wasn't really that impressed by them. Look, this is a team that was so focused on Sadio Mane. And how can you not be when it's someone like that? And so him missing, I think you do see their attack sometimes don't quite know what they're doing when they're going forward. And defensively, they are decent, but England should have all
There's
the
no
firepower
excuse.
to be.
There's no
100
excuse. We have to be
exactly,
making it out
exactly.
Okay, I'm going to throw in another name, okay? Someone I was working with yesterday, Hannibal, video coming soon, all right? Just wait for that one. But we were talking about this England-Senegal game,
Yeah.
and he actually said it's going to be very tough. He obviously plays for Tunisia, he's played against Senegal. He said even without Mane, they are a strong team. And it's not going to be as easy, I think, as a lot of people are expecting.
Oh.
So I think for England, I think they've got everything to do it. If they don't, it's their own fault. I think it's a failure for England if they don't.
But on that thinking, then it's England that goes through. I think.
Yes. Okay. Oh gosh, this could get. This could
Okey
get
dokey. Well
horribly
done,
wrong.
boys.
Right.
Into the quarters. I love it. France, Poland.
Only one winner, right? Surely.
Realistically. Like they played their B team in the previous game, and it was a poor.
Did get beat.
They did get beat again, but they weren't the B team drop off. Like you saw once they started putting on Mbappe, once Rabiot, once Griezmann was on the pitch, they really did start playing football. But that was only with the last 10 minutes going. And so yeah, I like Poland. I like that Lewandowski obviously had scored his first goal at the World Cup, but I just think France is too much for them. Like again, would be an incredible upset if Poland were to beat France. I just don't see that happening.
Yes.
Poland, great team, but they've been dominated by bigger teams. It feels they've got some great individual players. Let's be completely honest, but as a unit, they're not as strong as France. They weren't as strong as Argentina, and we saw what happened there.
Yeah.
I think that actually for France, they do make it quite comfortable.
Definitely. I think it's an easy one because the only thing you're hoping for is that Poland do as Switzerland. Switzerland are much better than Poland in my eyes. Went to that Argentina game, a game that they needed to get something from, and Lewandowski was so isolated.
Yeah.
Really easy one. This France. That's an absolute travesty for France if they don't make it through that game.
Sort of was hoping they'd win just so they'd play England maybe in the quarters.
We'll
but
get
no,
That would be lovely.
okay.
We'll get to this. We'll get to this.
Right, Morocco, Spain. Again, Spain. We've seen upsets at the tournament so far,
Yeah.
including them. But Morocco, they've got something special about them once again.
Can I set this one up? Because I was looking at it, and Morocco, in all of their games, have had far less possession than the opposition, but of course they've topped their group. Quite a tough group as well. Spain, I was looking at it, Morocco have had 880-odd passes in the whole tournament as a team, right? Rodri's had 412 or something. So Spain will have the ball, which they want. Morocco are comfortable without the ball. So the question for me is, although Morocco will be comfortable not having the ball, will that play into Spain's hands? That's going to be a really tricky one to call.
I'm going to say with my heart here, Morocco beat Spain. I feel like there's something special with Morocco going on. And look, I don't think Spain are as good as I thought they were after their first game. I think since then I've come to a bit of realisation, like, it's still a young side, an up-and-coming side that actually, at the Euros, at the next World Cup, are going to be frightening, especially the way some of their players are, the trajectory that they're going on at the moment. And look, with your head, you do just say Spain beat Morocco, you do. But we've seen a lot of upsets in this tournament. We've seen a lot of big teams find it hard to play against these smaller teams who, as you mentioned, are more than happy to not have the ball.
Yeah.
With some of the players that Morocco have, that can kind of make a bit of magic out of nothing, like Hakim Ziyech, like Hakimi as well. I feel like something could happen here. I feel like something could happen here.
That's a great, passionate 2 minutes from you there, Zach. James, is there any world in which Morocco beats Spain?
Yeah, I think this could easily go to extra time, could easily go to penalties and then to toss of a coin. I think they will control the game, and my head says Spain will still win this one. So it's on to you, mate.
Oh, again, come on. Do you know what? I think another upset. I said it before as well. I think Morocco will beat Spain. Let's just go for it. Let's see. I actually do think this is a thing where knockout football, anything can happen. People will watch this, they'll get really angry at us, they'll say, oh no, why are you picking Morocco?
If
Morocco beats Spain, this is going all over social media. This is going all over social media.
Right, final round of 16 game, Portugal against Switzerland. James, you said that Switzerland, they're stronger than Poland. You think that, well, we've seen how strong they can be, but when you've got Portugal, when you've got Cancelo, when you've got Diaz, Bernardo Silva, also João Felix and Cristiano Ronaldo, Portugal, surely they're too strong for Switzerland.
See, I think there's again, there are surprises in this. I think Switzerland will provide a bit of a surprise, but I think a lot of people will see it coming. I think they're better than they were in the Euros. I think they've got more goal threat, which we've seen with the goals that they have scored, and Bolo looks great. Shaqiri still does what he does, has that little moment of magic as well, and defensively I think they're solid enough. Portugal, we saw against Uruguay, looked solid, had control there. Ronaldo's missing chances. He's missing a lot of chances. Now, again, in terms of clippable things, this is one of those ones where it goes to that moment and he steps up, or it's the moment where he realises, oh, actually, this guy hasn't got it anymore. I wonder if this is one that Switzerland make it through. I think they're an underrated team.
One of the weird things with Portugal, I've actually not been impressed with them at this World Cup. However, they keep just getting it over the line. I feel like in this kind of game, when it's knockout football, as you mentioned, with players like Ronaldo who thrive and his whole career has lived off.
On paper, they should be winning it. Absolutely.
Yeah, and I just feel like looking at the other ones, we've had too many big upsets already to have
That's so unfair.
big upset.
You mentioned, though, obviously, Ronaldo, this is a game, he either does it or not, but Bruno Fernandes as well. It feels like if Ronaldo isn't going to do it, Bruno Fernandes can step up. We've seen at times at club level, he can drag the team to a victory. I think that Portugal will see that this is his time to actually shine. So I think Portugal.
Okay. I think Portugal. Okay.
Wrong again.
Okay, yeah. Right, that sets up the quarterfinals. USA, Argentina, Japan, Brazil, England, France, Morocco, Portugal. Zach, you're in charge of this board. Come on, get them together, right? There you go, bring them down.
Okay.
Let's start with USA, Argentina. James?
Come on. You're telling me USA are going to get to
We've not said anything yet. We've not said anything.
This isn't a debate.
It's not.
I think Argentina will manage to beat the USA at this point.
I don't think they get to this point, so you kind of need. I'm
used to fair enough. That's fair enough. No, I agree. I think with the way that Messi's tournament is shaping up, and kind of Argentina in general, I think this is a game. Maybe it's one too many for them so far at this point. But
get them gone.
Like James just needs it to go.
I'm going to be getting some tweets from some Australians and some Americans in the next couple of days.
Right then, well, Japan, Brazil again. Bit of a no-brainer once more for me. Japan have got to go, surely.
The Brazil first team squad is just ridiculous. Now we're getting on to something where it's
right.
Tough.
Head versus heart once again. My heart wants England for it to come home, go all the way, yada, yada, yada. Do they beat France, though? No. None of us believe it. Look at our faces.
Yes.
You do? You think England beat France?
Yes, I have to say yes. I can't go on a video and say that we won't. Like, I think England have players who have played in huge games before. I mean, as I said, they made it to a final of the Euros. They made it to the semis of the last World Cup. But also in their club form, they're guys that go very far in the Champions League. This, I think, will come down to a specific one player. It could be Phil Foden, it could be Mbappe, it could be Griezmann, it could be Harry Kane. And so for me, I'm going to say England. But if you two are saying France, then
I'm struggling. I can't get past Griezmann. I can't get past Theo Hernandez. I think they've just got too much. My head says France.
Okay, I want to go back to the game though against Germany in the Euros last year, and I think that's another one of those moments where I did look at them and I actually thought England won't beat this German side. It's too big, but the atmosphere, it felt like everything came together on that day. And I do believe, there is a world where I do believe that England could beat France, but everything has to go right. Harry Kane has to step up. Not had a shot on target yet. You'd hope so by the round of 16 that he will have been firing and found form. But it will be one player, and I think it could be Harry Kane.
It'll be so interesting to see how this game goes on and which team wants to battle for possession, or are England going to go to a three at the back and kind of be happy for France to have possession and go on to the counters? I think if Southgate's smart, I think there is a way he can win this.
I agree with that totally, but if I have to pick one and I want to be correct, it would be France.
Outvoted.
Whoa, I'm on the fence a little bit, but I do agree. So that really hurts.
Don't worry. Remember I supported you. I supported you. My voice actually went as the
Okay, Morocco, Portugal. One step too far for Morocco. We talked about there being an upset. We talked about the fans, the atmosphere, everything's great. But surely those two come head to head. You expect, you think Portugal overcome them?
We've not had the upsets yet going into the semi-finals. And we mentioned it earlier. I kind of said that Portugal and Ronaldo, Jimbo kind of mentioned it. It could be that moment where you find out, okay, he steps up to the moment. This is it. Because he's not been there yet. He really hasn't. Okay, he scored a penalty. Big work. Like, people score penalties, and actually seems quite difficult at this World Cup. A lot of people are missing them, but I haven't really noticed him that much. I actually kind of feel like you look at a lot of the other Portuguese players and you think they're the ones that are really stepping up. Bruno, as you mentioned earlier, but maybe it is. I don't know. I'm going to say Morocco. I'd like to see an African nation and a North African nation in particular.
I'm going to jump in there before James does. I think Portugal, the reasons I've already given. So 1-1, James, you get to choose, mate. It's not me making the decision on this
in
one.
this hypothetical world that I haven't created, because I don't think either of these. I think Portugal are in a new space then, and their confidence goes up.
Yeah.
You know, having won those games and getting themselves to this point. And I think Portugal, the quality should shine through at that stage. So I would say Portugal.
Okay.
Right. I mean,
semi-final time.
Semi-finals. Quick one though, James. You did just mention that you didn't create that reality that we had on there. If Spain play Portugal, do you think Spain would have just beaten, or Switzerland, I guess, as well? But do you think Spain?
I think Switzerland beat Morocco. I think Spain beat Portugal, and I think Spain beat Switzerland probably as well.
Interesting.
Okay, all right, interesting.
No, they haven't.
Yeah, they haven't. Not for us. Sets up two. Imagine these for semi-finals.
Semi-final and a half.
Both of them, yeah. It feels like two leading nations from their continents in a way. Argentina, Brazil. Who do you go for, James? You've got your head in your hands already. I mean,
it's just dawned on me what occurs here.
Yeah. You call Brazil at the start of the tournament.
After a victory or after a loss, the whole world's different, isn't it? Right? We know what's happening here, don't we?
Who takes it?
Well, what could quite hypothetically easily happen is we do get our Messi Ronaldo
final.
My
goodness.
The showdown, the GOAT showdown.
Because that will be a story that we will discuss, the press will discuss, they will be asked about, it will be in the minds of all.
Is that too perfect though? Is that too perfect?
I think it probably
reality?
is. Yeah. I actually think it's the opposite.
Yeah.
I think it's a France-Brazil final.
So Brazil beat Argentina. Is that just because Neymar's back? Big game, needs a big game player.
When we've watched Brazil's first team, their A team, they do just look fantastic. And I think they are too good for Argentina. I think there are issues sometimes in Argentina's squad. I still think defensively they're a little bit suspect.
Do you know, again, in this world that we've created, Argentina have played their group games, which no one's really come at them. They've then played Australia, who will have sat deep. They will have then played the USA.
Yeah, very good point.
And now this will be the first, you know, super nation.
They did go unbeaten in 36 games. Obviously, they had the huge upset Argentina.
Beat Italy in the final.
And obviously, as well, when it comes to the Copa America, Argentina did actually beat Brazil with a fairly similar squad. And so, but then Messi was unbelievable in that tournament. And I still don't think I've quite seen Messi go to the level we all expect him to.
If he does that, are Argentina the best out of those four?
If Messi is on top form, he beats everyone. They honestly do. Like when he is on top form, doesn't matter what team you are, he will just score goals.
Right, let's lock in an answer. I think you guys can.
I think it's going to be Brazil.
Yeah, I disagree with the Lionel Messi thing as well. I still think Brazil. I still think they are. I just think they've got everywhere. They're absolutely fine, and I think Brazil.
Argentina gone, unfortunately.
Portugal. I think there's less of an argument for Portugal to be quite honest.
To beat France, yeah.
To beat France, I think France are just fantastic, and when they are playing that first team, it'll be Le Bleu.
Do you know, I can't disagree at all. I just think that for Portugal, unless Cristiano Ronaldo, I'll keep them there, it's all good. Unless Cristiano Ronaldo absolutely turns it on and somehow manages to have the game of the last 4 years for himself. This one, though, repeat in 98, just imagine.
This is an iconic final, man.
Yeah.
Like, this is iconic. And even the players that are being involved here. The idea of Neymar versus Mbappe, PSG versus PSG, like the storylines are huge here. And obviously last year's winners, or last tournament's winners as well. And I actually think it's incredibly tough to call.
That goes to extra time. Ooh. That definitely goes to extra time. I just think it will. Up from the start, again, Brazil, always for me. Do you know what, when I just look at those two teams, I start to go, oof. Especially, again, a France that would have beaten Portugal, would have beaten England on the way to this as well. So they would have proven beating those sides. But I guess if you want to get to a final, you've got to beat someone. I'm just going to stick with what I've gone with, but literally, you can pick either way.
I think the pressure, on all honesty, they've been there, they've done that more recently, and the pressure that Brazil will have going into that final, I think maybe too much.
So you think France win?
I think France beat.
But with all the forwards that Brazil have got, the attacking, the flair, the creativity, Neymar has to do this now. It's that final kind of opportunity for him.
He does.
But is that too much pressure, or will he step up and do that? He's won an Olympics, Zach, all right?
He has won an Olympics, he has. But Mbappe's won the World Cup. Like, a lot of these guys have won the World Cup already. They've kind of been there, they've done that.
I think that can be a problem sometimes.
What do you think makes it too
I think that same kind of hunger's maybe not there. That sort of, an element, not desperation, but that final little bit that you need. And Brazilian players understand the pressure that comes with wearing that shirt and the expectancy. So I don't think that's too much of a problem. I still think Brazil will.
After three, all right, say who you've got, all right, because I don't know how else we're going to come to a decision, all right. 1, 2, 3,
France.
Brazil, then.
There we have it.
Okay, I said Brazil, James said Brazil,
I would have
Zach
said England.
said France, or England.
Fair play.
I mean, if that was to happen, I don't think anyone could argue that coming into the tournament, they were the strongest, the favourites. And I think that we've all been and seen Brazil this tournament as well. We know firsthand how good they actually are. I can't argue with Brazil being the winners.
I think the thing we've learned in this tournament already is that this is, upsets happen. And upsets will happen. And we see Brazil as the best team. And I think at moments they've shown the most excitement, flair, vision, creativity, and also that defensive strength. But anything can happen. Anything can happen.
Knockout football. That's the thing in knockout football.
Extra times, penalties make a massive difference. Obviously.
In a league, you can kind of be. I feel like your prediction's going to be a bit more stronger because you know what happens.
We're all looking for excuses now, aren't we? In case we get them all wrong.
But in knockout football, literally 90 minutes. It doesn't matter what kind of player you are. In 90 minutes, you can have the game of your life, and that's what makes it.
And the bottom line is, most times, if you want to win a World Cup, you're going to have to get through a penalty shootout, and that is a lottery.
Right, well, jump into the comments, let us know. Go all the way back to the round of 16. Were we right? Were we wrong? Will Brazil win the World Cup? Do get in touch with us. Let us know. How far will England go as well? I think that's one of the main ones. James is changing his answer. We're keeping everyone happy right here. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you comment as well. Subscribe to the channels. This is the Heated Debate brought to you by Emirates. We're back every single match day at the World Cup, and we'll see you tomorrow.